I'm Damien Markham from May Markham & Sons, and I'm the company director of the firm, and we're architectural, ornamental and steelwork contractors and manufacturers. And we offer a wide range of products, from bespoke gate automation systems, giving peace of mind and security for our clientele, up to larger commercial projects. We have been asked to go in and manufacture a bespoke set of traditional looking gates as per the architect's drawings that are very ornate and all have to be individually handmade to their requirements. In with that, we are then also providing all the automation system that goes with that, so the gates will be fully electronic, open by remote control, and we're providing the communications back from the gate system back to the telephone systems in the various properties so that they can have communication and control the gates. The metal we use is all mild steel. That is in terms of the main components that we buy in lengths. Some of the smaller components that have some amount of pre-forming, i.e. if you're using a railing head or a ball, you're pre-bought in, but again it will be mild steel. There isn't any sort of wrought iron available nowadays. The process for making a set of gates, if they're a bespoke set, we will literally, from start to finish, go and order the raw materials in. So they will arrive in as literally bare metal, and they will be in long lengths. So whether it be a flat bar or a piece of square solid bar. So all the individual items are then sourced. We will then start cutting them to the elements that we need as per the architect's drawings. The machines that we use for cutting, predominantly they're all manual machines that you really have to set it all out and cut your own bars. But we do have one larger machine that will self-feed all the metal in, and we will work that off a computer screen in-house and then just pre-program it, more really for when we're doing larger volumes of repetitive work. Once all the items are cut, the welder will then look at what needs doing in terms of forming them. We would frame the gate up, so it would be quite a simple square frame, and then individually put elements in, bar it out, make all the components. All the small scroll material would be heated up within the forge until it gets to a hot glowing, almost orange, reddy blue colour, and then it's malleable enough for them to then start forming it. We've got a machine then that will even form the scroll up as well. They will then bend them round a former that they've made up already. So there's quite a lot of bending and heating involved with that. Then obviously they will also manually hit with a hammer the steel on the anvil itself, either to straighten it or to just feather it out a bit more. The feathering out is at the end of the scroll where they like it splayed. It just creates a nice end, because with a cut of the metal, you just get a very clean square cut. Obviously we're doing a very traditional sort of method here, and it needs to look traditional. There's also quite a bit of welding process on the gate, so when it's positioned it would be tacked weld, i.e. just a very small weld just to keep it all in place, to ensure it's all square and proportioned correctly and in the right positions. Then once the welder's happy with that, generally he will weld the gates all on one side first and carry out all his welds, generally do a check measurement on some of the welds. If he's a little bit unsure, if they look a bit small, we will check them as well. And then once he's happy with that, we'll turn the gate over and do the same process on the other side. Then we generally will clean all the welds up. This is used by a grinder, sometimes with an abrasive disc, sometimes with an actual softer disc that's more of a polishing disc rather than a real hard, because we don't want to grind the welds away too much, because that is the whole part of the integrity that holds everything together. And then it will go off to a different process. We would then send it away for hot dip galvanising, and that process will then ensure that it will not rust over a period of time. And then once it comes back from there, we will then clean it, straighten it, ensure that there's been no damage in that process, then prep it for it going away to be powder coated, which will give it a very nice durable finish and ensure it lasts for many years to come. The techniques over time have changed somewhat. The real core basis is still there, but the forge that we use now is a very small forge, only about 2 foot square, whereas many years ago our original forge was something like 4 meters square in a massive room taking up a big space with various blowers and all the various tools and dollies that you would need, and the oil coolants as well. So we're still doing the same process, but it's without a lot of the size of the forge, and obviously a lot of the formers we don't need so much now. We have a few machines to aid our sort of main formers now, and then they finish it off by hand. Although you want to do things traditionally, you've got to move forward because there's a certain amount of time you can take, and physically not allowed to do some of these methods the way they would have been done years ago. You have to be safe, you have to move on a bit. A lot of our guys have stayed with us for many, many years and started when they left school. The older welders have all generally been self-taught, especially with some of the traditional methods, whereas nowadays our younger guys all go on to local courses for welding and technical engineering. So they gain an MVQ, so it assists them through their life really. You've got to be doing it to learn, and it's only one way you learn is actually to be out there and just watching someone with experience who will bring you on and teach you.